Hey everyone, it's Tuesday afternoon, and yesterday I did a lot of work in my Florida native wildflower garden, and it's looking really good. I'm working on putting tags on the plants for identification. So when that moment comes, and we know it will, when I forget the name of a plant, I'll have a little help. So I'm watering them in right now because it's a newly planted garden, but all of these are plants that I had. Like none of this is anything new. This little upland twin flower I dug up from another spot in my garden and potted it. So it's just here with this cute little sign waiting to root. And there's some blue curls and this little beach verbena I propagated from a cutting. These are my favorite asters, the Georgia aster, and I had 4 of them growing together in one pot. And so I separated them and still put them close by each other because, you know, we like everything close. And then I had another one that came up on its own in another pot. I also have these over in my older wildflower garden, but I can't have enough of them. I absolutely love these when they bloom, and you know we'll be back. And then right in front of them is my other favorite unknown aster. Isn't it beautiful? And I even labeled it, look. I literally looked this up on iNaturalist 3 times in a row, and each time it gave me a different plant. One of them was from the Pacific coast. I was like, really? And every time it did give me a name, it was only like a 25% accuracy. So it's an aster, and it's blooming now. I planted some of my lantanas that I propagated from cuttings. They're so easy to propagate. This is Lantana depressa, variety depressa, Florida native lantana. They don't like cold, but I have enough of them in pots that I will take them in and save them if we get a freeze this winter. And I can grow more. So I'm not worried about putting a couple in the ground. And then right back here, these guys came up on their own in a random pot. And this is 2 little blue mist flowers, the Florida native ageratum. And I believe this is maybe a blue curls. It's getting ready to bloom. And they were all together in one pot, so I just planted them right as they were out of that pot into the ground. And there's some other lantanas. That is a new plant. Oh, I did get something new, didn't I? Who are you? I still have to research this little guy. It's an aster, and its name is cut off. White top aster. So I have to research it and make sure it'll be happy in this setting. And then Isgara behind it, all falling over, laying over everything like it likes to do. Or southern bee blossom. Let's see, what else do we have? This is Coreopsis. I have Spiderwort. Let me tell you, this is an interesting plant. Like, it keeps blooming and blooming and blooming. And it'll look like this, and I think it's done. And then I'll come out and no, there's more flowers. You can see there's little flowers coming in. So it's like I don't want to deadhead it because there's more flowers coming out of that bunch of muck there. So I'm just leaving it alone, but it's really, really cool. There's a hammock snake root over there beside it. Coreopsis we got. There's black-eyed Susan with a little bud on it. All right, I've come around to the back corner. Of course, this is a really beautiful red shade of tropical sage. And then I've got 2 giant, giant, it's purple, ironweed, 2 giant ironweeds, several potted Orangium integrifoliums, and that one has a friend. I'm not sure who its friend is. We'll know more when it gets bigger. And my favorite little round leaf thoroughworts coming in right here. I love it. These are Georgia Calaments, Morgara. Oh, they're not blooming right now, but. And, oh gosh, who are you? I'm not sure who that is. I'll have to think about it. There's a climbing aster that, y'all, let me tell you, this climbing aster has been in this pot forever. Where on earth is that caladium from? I mean, they're bulbs. It's not like a bird carried around and dropped it. It must have been like in that soil. I don't know, but it's coming in there. It can stay. There's some Elliot's Aster coming up here. It likes a wetland setting, but it's coming up here, and I'm just going to let it. And that is some sort of I'm goldenrod. And then this is another goldenrod. This is I have a sign on this one. The where's the sign? I thought I had a sign on it. I don't have a sign on it. This is some type of goldenrod that doesn't have a sign. And, oh, I have the one that has a sign that's in the back still. It's a Solidago. So I don't know which goldenrod this is. This is, I do have a sign here, River Oats. It likes a wetland setting and partial shade, I believe. So it's here. It's the prettiest colors of leaves. I really like it. Great accent plant. It's supposed to flower in, I think, in the fall maybe. And then over here's my American Wisteria, which I can't decide what to do with because, well, it likes to take over and spread. So I want to keep it in a pot, but you have to put it in a really strong pot like concrete because it'll break through a plastic pot, and then you have to give it a sturdy trellis, and it just goes on, and I'm like, oh, I'll deal with it later. And meanwhile, it's still little, so it's fine where it is. It's just sitting here in a pot, but it is native, Florida native, and it gets beautiful flowers, and I do want to put it somewhere, so it's just hanging out here in the meantime. This is a non-native plumbago. Don't ask why it's in the Florida Native Garden. It just wants to be there. And it was my grandfather's favorite flower, which is why I planted it here like a long time ago. It's been here forever before this butterfly garden started. And so it gets to stay. And also it's a host plant to the Serenus Blue little butterfly. And I love them, and I see them on this when it's blooming and when they're here and it's their season. I have seen them flying around the garden. And then up front here, we have some starry rosinweed, woohoo! Some Lyreleaf sage that jumped across the walkway because it wanted to be over here too. Look at the beautiful beard tongue. The white one is blooming. I also have pink, and I have the many flowered, but only the white one is blooming right now. Of course, some more tropical sage. There's just like a lot of random stuff in here. And then up front, here's another potted lantana. These are the little echinacea purpurea. I grew from seed, and they're just being slow. I have a thistle, just figuring out where I want to put it because it gets tall. It'll be in the back somewhere. And this is another plant. There's two. There's a Gara, Southern Bee Blossom, coming up in here. But this, well, actually, there's Cosmos. But this right here is this, and I think it's only to zone 8 It's up in the Panhandle native. It doesn't like super hot. So I don't know. I'm just kind of letting it sit in its pot and watching to see what it does. More little lantanas that I propagated. And this is a really cool plant. This is southern fog fruit, and it's a host plant too. Oh my gosh. Hang on a minute. Okay, so I was thinking it was the white peacock or the common buckeye, but it's both of them. See, I would have had it right. Okay, so this likes a lot of water. So I'm not sure if it's going to go in this space or I might do it in a wetland pot. This is one of the pots from my work area that's coming out of dormancy, and I'm thinking this is Lyreleaf, Ironweed. And look, there's a Lyreleaf sage, and then there's this, which I still don't know what that is. So it's just sitting here. It got to move out of the work area and come up to the garden, but I still haven't identified everyone in there. And then this cute little setup is the Bacopa monnieri, and it is the host to the white peacock also. I love doing interesting plantings with this little teapot. It's water loving, so this is solid, holding water. This is full of water. You can just pluck off pieces. Like when they get long like this, you can just snip them off and then stick them back up in, and they'll just root and grow. It's a really, really, really cool plant. Makes a great ground cover in a wetland area, but you can do lots of interesting wetland plantings with it in different containers that you pick up at a thrift store. And then in the middle here, I moved over my double shepherd's hooks, and these are the two Florida native ageratums that I trimmed back in a recent video, and they're really blooming well, and they are attracting butterflies. I've been seeing butterflies on them regularly, and I think like the butterflies like that they're up high, so I think they like that they're up on their level. Makes them more interested, because I had them both sitting down on the ground before I moved the shepherd's hook over, and I didn't really see a lot of butterflies on them, but boy, as soon as I put them up in the hanging baskets, they were like, oh, yay. So there's that. And then this is my beautiful hemp vine, Florida native. It hosts the most interesting diurnal moth. The scarlet-bodied wasp moth is beautiful, and I hope I get some. But also the little metal mark. So it's a double host. And then look at this growing up here. I don't know what this is. I'm wondering if it's like a cassia, like a candlestick cassia, or is it a weed? Y'all tell me. It's just growing out of the pot, just came up on its own. I was like, hello there. So I don't know. Oh yeah, and my Florida, is that Christmasberry? Florida Christmasberry is over in here too. So we've got a nice selection of wildflowers in here, and it's going to fill in and be spectacular. I love it. So now down the main walkway, we have this whole bed is Florida native wildflowers, and the little walkway with some traveling Lyreleaf sage between the stepping stones. And then this whole bed is Florida native wildflowers all the way to the other walkway, which is being taken over by southern bee blossom and Coreopsis, which I don't know, I can just step over them. Then on this side is a mix of random whatever. You saw, we looked at this garden space in the last video. So I do want to come back here and show you, because one of my asters is blooming. Oh, and it has a little pollinator friend. This is the blue, smooth blue. No. Oh gosh. Every time I think I'm going to remember the name of it next time. I don't remember the name of it, but it has a tag. Hang on, let's dig down. Where's your tag? Where is your tag, little friend? I know it has a tag. Where's your tag? You can. Oh, there it is. Look at that. It's almost buried. Oh, it was blue. I knew it was blue something. Blue wood aster. Gosh, that tag has to stay up. You gotta stay up, tag. So look how pretty it is. I love it. I was considering digging it up, moving it, because it's kind of in the back here and you don't really see it. But I'm going to leave it. And then right beside, also starting to bloom, is my calico aster. I don't know why it's not blooming everywhere. It's selective blooming. And then up front, these all completely died back. Yeah, see, this is what makes me think this is like blue curls, I think. And then this looks like a Georgia aster coming up from seed, which is fabulous. That's the fun thing about a wildflower garden is, you never know what's going to come back next year. You get surprised and things move. Because look down this walkway that goes like right in the middle of this one. There's more of the unknown aster coming up there. So, isn't it pretty? I love it. It just decided it wanted to be there. And my ovate leaf plantains, it's still in action. Can't wait to see that thing grow up again. That was something last year. Another thing that I want to show you is that my Zebra Longwing eggs have hatched, and I have lots of adorable, teeny tiny little babies. And I am so excited to raise these guys and release them in this garden. So those of you guys that are new here, the Zebra Longwings are usually always in my garden. They colonize here. I see them every day, maybe a few weeks in the winter. I'll go without them, but our 2 nights in the 20s, like, just knocked them out. And I finally, mid-April, finally got some eggs, so I'm gonna get them going again. And I think there's a lot of them here, so once I raise and release all of these, I'll likely be able to get them colonized in my garden again. Because colonized means that their generations will stay and live here in my garden. They'll always be here. They'll be laying their eggs on the host plant all around my garden. I'll see them every day. It's a fabulous thing. And as a matter of fact, the 2 butterflies that colonize my garden are the Gulf Fritillary and the Zebra Longwing, and they both share the same host plant, which is in the Passiflora family. I have Passiflora incense growing in my garden. That's what those caterpillars were on. That is their host plant that they use in my garden. I have a couple other host plants like Corky Stem Passion Vine and Passiflora Palens. Here's a Corky Stem. Here's my Passiflora Palens. And then this is the Passiflora incense. And so if you're wanting to have butterflies in your garden every day, so it's like a 2-for-1 and of 2 species of butterflies that will colonize. And you'll see multiples of them. Here's a queen. Probably one of the ones I raised. So this morning when I was out in my garden, I collected a bunch of cuttings that I'm going to put in their enclosure. They're looking a little droopy now. That's just because I just cut them and put them in water, and that's just like what they do, but they'll perk back up again. And then I'm going to put the stems with the caterpillars. There's more on this little stem here. Look how cute. And while we're in here, I wanted to show you this. Remember my little tray? Look at my little Mexican sunflowers. Aren't they cute? They germinate so quickly. I love it. So, since that was so successful, I did another tray of balloon milkweed. So, we'll see how the balloon milkweed likes germinating that way. There is a Pipevine Swallowtail. First one of the season. Actually, I saw it yesterday. I tried to get pictures of it, but it was really fast. This is so exciting, though. Did you see how it hovered over the gazania daisies? No interest. Yeah. There's a zinnia growing up in there, so that's where it was. And this on the Monarch Magic is a little, I think it was called a Dahana. Some kind of Dahana moth. Anyway, it loves this as much as the Monarch. I see one of these. I don't know if it's the same one, but every day out here, it's a fascinating little moth. I'll have to go look it up again and remind you who it is. And keep it on camera so you can see. See its little antenna, how they're feathery? That is a true moth characteristic. Oh. So, like the Zebra Longwing, I lost all my golf fritillaries too. They showed up earlier than the Zebra Longwing, and I raised a lot of them and released them, but I'm still not seeing them all over like I usually do. So I did up a potted trellis of Passiflora incense, and as I find some of the golf fritillary caterpillars, it's droopy because it's in a some of it's in soil, but there wasn't a lot rooted, so some of it's as cuttings. So that's why some of them look droopy, because I just brought them in as cuttings. But now they'll be safe in here, and I'll get some more of those butterflies going. Look at this little guy down here. He just molted. You can see his exoskeleton behind him, just laying there drying. So cute. So now as I find more golf fritillaries out in my garden, I can just pluck them up and put them in here with some friends. Like this little Monarch is on a wait for ash stem. It's probably going to mold, or because sometimes they leave the plant, but the milkweed's literally right under it, touching it, so it can get back easily. And all of these, y'all know this is the milkweed that shall not be named, tropical milkweed, that's in the enclosure, not out to be able to become invasive. There were 3 plants in each of those pots that I got from Lowe's, and I kept wondering, like, why do they need water so badly, so much? And I realized that, and so, oh my gosh, y'all, I did a huge weekend project, and I took all of those out, divided them, and put each plant in its own pot. Look how many plants I have now. I still have a Polydamas. How? Everybody else went and pupated. What are you doing, sir? You are absolutely adorable. Are you gonna look for a place? Are you the last one? Were you the little runt of the group? Yeah. Okay, well, good luck to you. Hopefully you'll be flying in my garden. There's a beautiful butterfly. So anyway, look at all these pots I have, and look at how much they've been eaten, but that's okay. And I've been picking off caterpillars from the milkweed out in my garden, where I have my native swamp milkweed and my balloon milkweed. It's non-native, but they live as annuals. And moving them in here because I can't stand it. And I have enough leaves for them. So there's enough leaves. I just moved like 3, I believe. And then these all guys are doing a great job growing back. And I need to come in and give them a drink of fertilizer. Remember, when you have potted plants, they don't have an endless supply of fertilizer like plants in the ground. So you've got to consistently give them fertilizer. I have some baby Polydamas in here too. Look at that adorableness. Oh my gosh, I love them. I feel like I need a t-shirt with a Polydamas caterpillar on it that says, look at this adorableness. Oh my goodness, I love them. Because I do. I mean, look at that. What's not to love? They're adorable. Oh, and you saw the spice bush swallowtail I showed you in my garden. Yay. So I've got my spice bush plants in here ready. I'm ready. Move caterpillars in for them too. See, here's the little Polydamas that are out in my garden. Look at that. Did you see that little one gave me a little osmeterium? Little booger. Let's see if we can make him do it again. Nope, he's not going to do it again. Oh my gosh, they're so cute. I want to put them all in there too, but there's just not enough. I need to go on Joyful Butterfly again. I've been checking every day. It says early May. Don't y'all go on and take all my pipevine. I'm going to take it all. No. No, I can't. I can't buy all of it, but if I get some more, I'll probably move these guys into the enclosure too. It's a Polydamas Swallowtail. Whoop. Okay, remember when I was showing you this plant and I didn't remember what it was? Well, I was editing what I have filmed so far and I saw there's a tag. Look. So let's see. Okay, it's a scientific name. So it's an aster of some kind. Yay! Tag in my plants. You know, I love those tags, and I just bought some more because I used all of mine. But what I love about them is they come with the white sticker that you write on the plant name, and then you stick it on the tag, and then it has this little seal, and then it has this little seal sticker that's bigger than the white sticker, and it goes over it and kind of waterproofs it, and they've been working really well. So these are in my Amazon storefront if you want to check them out. I love them. And they also come with a pen. Ooh. I'm out watering and there's some mild zoomies going on down there. I thought I'd show you. Okay, you guys, I'm still out watering. I'm looking over at this pipevine. Do you see there's a little spot in the middle of that leaf. I'm like, is that a caterpillar? Let's see. I think it is. Oh my goodness. What are you doing there all by yourself? Do you have friends? Is this the only one? Can't be the only one. Oh no. We're gonna have to take that sweet baby in because we can't have it out here all alone. Where are its Wait, maybe they're here. I do not see any more. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm going to take him in. I'll just do a little unraveling and get the stem it's on. I will double check again and make sure there's not more. Huh. I searched that whole plant. I did not see one other caterpillar. Like something must have eaten all of them, and this is like the only one. I just put down my hose because I'm still watering, but I realized I forgot to show you my little columbine too up here in the wildflower garden that has grown right up out of the middle of it. I think this is a goldenrod. Is it wand goldenrod? I don't know. I don't have all my Florida native goldenrods straight. Clearly, as you can tell, I need to work on that. And also over here, another Florida native, my false indigo, which is a host plant, but I have never seen caterpillars on it, is blooming, and it's got the most interesting blooms. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? A little purpley with a little orange at the end. It's very cool. And right here, my little walkway, guess what? Passiflora incense coming up, and there's a little, oh, there's two. Oh my gosh, I'm going to take this in too. There's two little golf fritillary eggs. So, and they're going to come. I mean, this little seedling sprout is not enough to feed two caterpillars. I just put it in the same floral tube with the little Polydamas caterpillar, just for now. And I made a couple more signs for the wildflower garden. So I was out filming my members only video. They get a full, long and leisurely garden tour every month. And I filmed that this morning, but while I was filming over on my Pipevine, over on the obelisk trellis, there was one little Polydamas Swallowtail caterpillar all by itself. I thought, well, I need to take it in to be with the other little friend that I took in. So I'm gonna go see if it's still there and take it in so it'll get to live. Yep, it's still there. So if you regularly watch my videos, I highly, highly, highly encourage you to become a channel member. It's really not expensive, and that a little bit helps me buy more host plants and keep this butterfly garden going. So if you're feeling like you wish you could find a way to support my channel more, just join my channel membership. Just click the join button, and it's not going to automatically join you. Click and join. They'll just take you to where the information is about it, so you can see if that's something you would be interested in. To help little caterpillars like this one right here. So here's one, and 2. And I grabbed a few more cuttings for them. So that should keep them busy for a while. And it also plugs up the opening in the floral tube, because I always worry about that. I always worry somebody's going to crawl down there and drown, so I like to keep that plugged up. And you are going to get to live a nice, safe little life. And as a channel member, you get access to my first 2 seasons, which are only available to them, because let me tell you, those are some rough videos. So they're not like open for the public, but channel members who know where I am now, they get to see it all from the beginning, and you will see this garden is completely different now than it was when I started. So if you're learning, that'd be a good way to go watch my really early videos when I was learning too, and it's fabulous. So okay, I'm done plugging my channel membership. Please. Okay, now I'm done.